All right, we're going to watch Kathryn's freestyle here. Kathryn, along with the videos, do make sure you take some time to check out the notes that are in the email. Different things that we see that we think you're doing well on, different things that we see that we think you can improve on a little bit. And it's always nice to be able to look at before, after a practice, even before races or a meet. If you don't have time to watch the videos, you can kind of see the different keys that we're seeing that we think you can get a little bit better on. All in all, we've been thrilled with your progress this season. I mean, you're definitely working really, really hard. It's just some of the smaller things I think that we need to just start focusing a little bit more. And I think as we focus on those things, we're going to see a lot more improvement. All right, so we're going to start this over real quick, and we're going to take it step by step. The very first thing, we really, really like pretty early on how you get that elbow out of that water and then that hand starts to recover. We like how you've got a nice elbow bend all the way through, and we like how you keep your wrists all in line with your forearm. Okay, that's fantastic. Excellent job there, Kathryn. Now here, as you start to do that entry, you can kind of see that you start to push the elbow more this way instead of reaching out. You want to make sure you're pushing that hand in and reaching forward. Once you start to cross over the middle line, and I think we got some video of you underwater where you're going to see it a little bit more. But once you start crossing over the middle line, you're actually taking your body out of the position you want to be in. You want to be in a position where you're going from side to side, not like rolling side to side, not pushing your body side to side. So we do want to make sure we work on just reaching that hand out a little bit better, and then not getting quite so much both goggles and your head up on that breath. You want to lay that head down and just have one goggle coming out of that water. And we'll see that as we get a little bit closer. Again, nice high elbow. Your hand's a little high here. We'd like to see that hand a little bit lower. As we start to go through here, that right side does a much better job of entering along with your shoulder. Okay, so excellent job there. Again, excellent job of getting that elbow up. You always want that elbow to start to break that surface first, and then that hand will follow. That's fantastic. On the right side, you get your elbow up, your hand's a little bit wide there. Okay, so that's good. Just make sure you don't let that hand, oh, that was a much better job to keep your hand low. I was going to say, because earlier you were showing it down or showing it up too high. Now here is one thing we got to work on. Hand is pressing to the side. You want to make sure your fingertips are always entering down. You don't want that hand pressing to the side with your thumb down. You want your fingertips down all the way through. Again, you can kind of see that you're lifting your head up above the water to take that breath instead of just turning your head. Don't lift and then have to turn it back down. Just rotate that head position a little bit better. Kick definitely needs some work. I'm going to rewind a little bit more, and I want you to just look at that kick. Here we go. I'm going to slow it down even more. So as you're looking at your kick, you can kind of see there's a couple kicks here, and then there's a pause, and there's a kick and then a pause. You've got a really strong kick, Kathryn, when you want to. But when you're not utilizing it, like we're not utilizing it here, and actually it looks almost too straight-legged even, it doesn't really help with the freestyle. So you've got to make sure you really drive those legs just a little bit better than what we're seeing right here. Okay, so if you can go back a little bit and just focus on that kick, because when you kick regular, you kick really well. It's right now when you're kicking within the stroke that you got to make sure you keep that kick a little bit stronger. I want to get to that breath real quick here. All right, you can kind of see here's your body line, and then here's your head. All right, so you've got your head above the water more than you need to. So lay that head down so that when we're actually looking at you, everything on this side is actually in the water. Okay, you don't want to have both goggles out of the water, so get that head in that water better. Got it? Not a big deal. The other thing I want to see you do, and I think we're going to see it underwater too, but you can kind of see this is always a really telltale sign. When we see that CSP looking forward, that means your eyes are looking more this direction. You want that head looking down just a little bit better, okay? Focus down the bottom of the line, keeping your spine in line, keeping everything in a neutral position. When we walk, we don't walk with our head up. We walk with that head in that neutral position. As we go into our turn here, we don't want to take that breath and then get that last stroke so short. I mean, you can see you actually take a breath, and you know you're not supposed to take a breath at the last stroke on the wall, so you take this extra stroke here on this right side, which isn't even a full stroke. I call it a garbage stroke. It's a stroke that we need to throw away because you don't need it, okay? So get rid of that last little stroke here. Good job of getting your legs over. It looks like your hands are in the right position to be able to get into a nice tight streamline. Let's hope we get into a nice tight streamline. And we get into a good streamline. The body line here looks great. You did start to kick a little bit earlier than we'd like to see. Make sure you wait about 1.5 to 2 seconds off the wall before you start your kick. The reason you do this, your fastest point you are in a race is always on the start, right? Second fastest point you are in a race is off the wall. So if you can actually make that streamline press out a little bit longer before you start your dolphin kicking, it helps maintain that speed. Don't lift your head. You can see as you're coming up right here, you've lifted that chin up. So now you've taken your body out of a streamlined position. Your breakout looks pretty good. Right there, your head's breaking the surface, your hand's ready to break that surface, and that's a good job of that stroke. But man, come on, Kathryn, use your legs. You look great. Keep it up.